So, the first thing you need to is run this kind of diagnostic test. Find a step, put your foot on it, and start as you're used to, just stepping up, climbing the steps. And here your task is to observe at the moment when you shift your weight onto your front leg, where your knee moves. It can move this way, or it can move that way. That is, it either moves excessively inward or it moves excessively outward, going beyond the edge of your foot. Both are bad. When it moves inward like this, not only does it damage the knee itself, the meniscus and the ligaments, but this very position also changes, you see, the position of the pelvis. And from this position, your other leg can no longer help you. Here, you'll have to lean forward and do each lift like this, using your back. That is, this also leads to overextension of the lower back. If the knee moves too far forward like this, then in this case, the movement in the ankle joint becomes insufficient. And here, it's not so much the knee that gets injured, but rather the ankle joint and the foot. But more often this kind of movement happens. We divide the foot into several parts. The first part is the heel. Here we'll need the big toe and the little toe. These are the three parts of the foot that will be used in this exercise. We'll need them, and we'll need three lines from the heel to the little toe, and from the heel to the big toe. The first thing we start with is we find a line on the floor, place the foot so that it matches. This longitudinal line goes to the big toe, and then we start moving the knee forward along this line. That means the trajectory of the knee movement, both forward and backward, should follow this line. Do this movement 5 to 10 times. It's better to start by holding onto a wall with your hands. That is, you place your foot right up against the wall. And here, you start making this movement along this line. Don't place your other leg too far. Place it closer. Its position doesn't matter right now. It can be behind, it can be right here. First, place it however is comfortable. Then start moving this knee so that your movement matches this line. But don't let it go past your foot. For this, place your foot near the wall. Your knee can slightly touch it or not reach the wall at all. The goal here isn't to increase the range of this movement. The goal is just to learn this specific movement. So, right now your knee should move along the inner edge of your foot so that this movement matches this line. So you do this bend, straighten, bend, straighten. This is the first exercise. Second, you place your foot so that this line matches the outer edge of your foot. From the heel to little toe, and you start moving your knee along this line. That is, the direction of movement should be from the heel toward the little toe. So this is the second movement, but the most important thing is that your knee should not go beyond this line. So the second exercise, you stand like this, place your foot here, and then you do it right here. And this way you do it, let's say, about 10 to 15 times. In this position, you hold on with both hands, just like this. First, you do it while looking at your knee. Then you do it without looking. That is, you need to learn to follow this movement trajectory, but then do it without looking at your leg. So you can have two movements. One is from the heel to the little toe, and the other is from the heel to the big toe. After you've mastered this movement and paid attention to how you move up the stairs, you can start trying to apply this movement when climbing the stairs. You put your foot on the step, and the first thing you do is move your knee forward, trying to land exactly in the middle of your foot. If you notice that not only your knee is turning inward, but your foot itself is also pointing to the side. That happens too. Then you place your foot so that it faces more or less forward, making sure the center of your foot lines up with your knee. So, you've placed your foot, made the first movement, and then made the second movement by moving your knee forward. And from this position, instead of leaning over here, you start to use the leg that's on the lower step. And after your knee moves forward, you get up on your toes and lift yourself up. So, when you're going up the stairs, it's not just this leg working, but also the back leg. It lifts you up onto your toes. And in this way, going up a step consists of several movements. First, you place your foot. Second, you move your knee forward. And third, you push off with your back leg. At this moment, this leg will automatically straighten. Why do you need this movement? The movement of the knee forward. It kind of gives you a reserve of motion so that you can straighten your leg afterward. If you skip this step, you'll have to lean forward and help yourself by forcing the leg to extend. If a person climbs to a great height for a long time, he starts to help himself like this or like this. So, all this means that there isn't enough knee mobility because of its incorrect trajectory. And during the ascent, this back leg doesn't help. So the main effort is made by this leg. That is, during each step, it lifts you up. The leg that stays on the lower step is the one doing the main movement. So it pushes you off and you place your foot. Then the next movement. It's specifically the leg that stays on the lower step. So you place your foot, push yourself up, place it, push yourself up, place it, push yourself up. And it's not this leg that pushes, but the leg that's lower. To do one, then two. When there's an incorrect knee movement while going up the stairs, the person has to lift themselves up somehow. And he ends up doing it like this. He puts his foot down and bends over here, and then he straightens up using his back. Or if his back isn't strong enough, he lifts himself up with his hands like this. He moves his knee forward, and this leg also lifts you up. It also helps you get up right here when it goes up on the toe. So you should never try to get up using just one leg. It's very hard. To make it easier to get up, you make a movement like this, the knee goes forward. You create a reserve of effort right here. And from here, the first thing you do is this leg starts to rise onto the toes and you push yourself up from here. To get access to all the other exercises, you need to follow the link below this video. And in order to watch new videos that will be released later, you will need to go not to the main channel, you will need to go to the channel's community section. Videos will be posted there, but most likely you will also receive notifications. The entire program, where we will be doing all of this step by step together, is designed to last about a year. So, over the course of a year, we will be carrying out this step-by-step recovery together, just like we started with the foot. Then, we will move on to working with the movement of other parts. The second stage, which is already available on the channel, is the movement of the scapula. In this way, we will go through how all of this movement should be, the movement of the whole body. This will be kind of an instruction on how exactly you should apply and use your body, how to do it correctly, so you can heal yourself through movement rather than cause injury. See you next time.